open-world crime drama that almost missed its chance, Sleeping Dogs was set to be the third act of the true crime series, but was dropped by Activision and spent half a year in purgatory before being scooped up by Square Enix. Reincarnated and ready for chaos, is Sleeping Dogs worth a few of your waking hours?
I can't believe she's real.
Oh, Ricky.
She's too perfect to be real.
OK，各單位準備。
Wei Shen is a San Francisco cop who returns home to Hong Kong as an undercover agent, working to infiltrate and bring down the powerful Triad organization known as Sun On Yee. As he's pulled deeper into the criminal world, he soon finds his loyalties tested and his moral compass wavering. The game takes a lot of baby steps into the criminal underworld before it gets going, but about halfway through, things turn into something like a vaguely enjoyable, freewheeling genre flick. But with all the major players actively trying to screw each other over, it's never quite clear who the Sleeping Dogs are intended to be. Dead Dogs may have been a more appropriate title.
Oh, yeah, I speak English.
I kind of guessed.
Wei may play fast and loose with the rules, but Sleeping Dogs follows standard open-world procedure. You follow instructions and hit the waypoints, and the game gives you a steady stream of cutscenes leading up to the denouement. There are multiple threads here, but they don't always intertwine, and it sometimes feels like Wei is spinning his wheels as he waits for something to happen. Fortunately, what happens under the player's control tends to be a bit more interesting.
You wanted results, and you can't get them sitting behind a desk, nose in a rulebook, with a stick up your ass.
Sleeping Dogs feels a bit wild, but it doesn't buck tradition when it comes to world design, dropping you into a classical GTA-style open environment where you're encouraged to have a good time and willfully disregard any laws concerning public safety. The world is your playground, but as in other open-world games, if you want to experience everything the game has to offer, you'll have to accept your lot as a glorified errand boy. When you're on the clock, you'll alternate between taking orders from and doing favors for your police bosses and Triad superiors. You'll brawl, shoot, dive, and shop as required. Off the clock, you're free to cause mayhem or search for collectibles, perhaps kowtowing in front of mystical oriental health shrines in hopes some compassionate bodhisattva might bless you with a larger health meter. There's a lot to do here, and multiple upgrade paths ensure that you continually grow more powerful and gain new ways of interacting with the world.
Wait, why don't you take King out in the town and show him around?
Yeah, anytime.
Gaining face by doing favors, winning races, and dating girls confers perks like a personal valet that delivers a car directly to your location. Completing missions and side activities like drug busts earns you experience toward Triad and cop points you cash in for tricks of the trade. And you'll encounter a kung fu master who gives advanced martial arts lessons in exchange for rare animal statues.
Okay, yeah, that'd be really great.
Moment to moment, you can use your wardrobe to express yourself or get bonus experience, and stopping for a bite to eat or a massage will give you a temporary boost.
Ricky, to blow off a little steam.
It all goes down in a weirdly fictionalized Hong Kong that resembles a violent, supersized theme park. Might as well call itself Hong Kong Land. The concentrated layout makes for fast and fun commuting, but while real names are used, the geography is completely fabricated. And while you will hear a few Cantonese phrases, the official language is theatrical, heavily accented English.
Ah, brother. So true, so true.
Goofy humor, questionable authenticity, and a fuzzy sense of time and place cook up a soft-boiled caricature of a city that doesn't really jive with the hard-boiled storytelling. Even so, this substantial chunk of game world turns out to be a highly enjoyable place to tool around and cause mayhem. Well-tuned mechanics and a multi-talented protagonist help you make the most of what Sleeping Dogs has to offer. As a part-time cop and part-time Triad enforcer, Wei Shen can consider ass-kicking a full-time job. You're frequently called upon to demonstrate your martial arts prowess, and Wei proves to be extremely capable, fluidly moving from attacking to counter-attacking in a way reminiscent of Rocksteady's recent Batman games. Though not quite as elegant as the timing-centric way of the Bat, Sleeping Dog style creates some complexity with light and heavy strikes and an assortment of grappling techniques. Tougher fights sometimes feel overly reactive, as certain foes tend to counter many of your offensive options, but skill is consistently rewarded, and weaker enemies give you a great opportunity to show off. Wei also shows some pep when it comes to getting around, his excellent mobility allowing you to scale walls and hop over gaps with ease. Hitting a button at just the right time lets you finesse your way through environments more quickly, so it never feels like your character is on autopilot. Cars, bikes, and boats vary widely in terms of performance, but pretty much anything worth driving has been given a gratifying combination of speed and handling that makes getting around the city a pleasure. The fast arcade feel and well-laid roads bring surprising playability to races that would feel like chores in other open-world games. Finally, if you need to change vehicles in a hurry, a high-speed hijacking accomplishes the feat with style. When firearms do come into play, they feel powerful and decisive, even if there's some occasional awkwardness to moving and taking cover. It's rare that you'll find a gun just lying around, but when the situation calls for some firepower, you'll find it close at hand. If you find yourself in the passenger seat holding a submachine gun, you know you're in for some fun. Mini-games stand in for involved activities like picking locks, hacking data, and so on. They serve their purpose well in that they add a few nuances to the business of undercover thuggery. Triangulating a cell phone signal is an engaging multi-step process, but the tasks you perform most often quickly become repetitive once you figure out the trick. There's no variation in terms of method or difficulty. If you've hacked one security camera, you've hacked them all. The lazy and wholly unappealing karaoke, on the other hand, will bore you from the get-go, and underdeveloped elements like cockfighting and a watered-down version of mahjong fail to enrich the game in any real way. Speaking of dull moments, completing one-off dates with various girls in the game rewards you by marking the locations of the various types of secrets on your mini-map, sparing you the hassle of doing internet detective work or systematically combing the landscape in search of a jade rooster. It's a much better reward than implied sex with girls that look like creepy mannequins.
Oh, this sucks. I wanted some pictures for my blog.
I need a car.
At least on consoles, Sleeping Dog's looks are far from its strongest virtue. Convincing animation conveys power and pain and speed when action happens, but characters don't look very natural in cutscenes. And while there's a reasonable degree of urban hustle and bustle, identical characters and identical outfits can make you feel like you're in a city of clones. In contrast to the embarrassing histrionics of the supporting characters and extras, the core voice cast does a good job creating a TV drama atmosphere with a mostly average script.
Thank you for showing me the light, officer.
I want to give you a chance, Shen, but you have to work with me.
The soundtrack is reasonably varied and accomplished, with some local flavor mixed in. The sound design is great when it comes to punches, explosions, and car engines, but Chinese opera-style sound effects found in the menus are irredeemably hokey.
From tonight on, your partnership with Dog Eyes is done.
Well-tuned driving and fighting ultimately outweigh Sleeping Dog's inconsistent tone and relatively modest production values. The ability and status of your character ramp up nicely, and you'll have plenty of opportunity to exercise your power in a well-constructed playground. Sleeping Dogs isn't quite best in breed, but there's a reason it was adopted by another publisher.
I guess we'll see what it takes to get it out of you. Eventually.